pesos. That is a difference of 50 centavos multiplied by the actual number of hours used, 4,500. So magkano ang rate variance?
2,250 po na favorable.
Okay, favorable. Mas malaki yung standard rate kaysa sa actual rate. Sa efficiency naman, 4,500 hours actual. Ilan ang standard to produce 3,500 units? Paano natin kukumputin yon? Kung ang monthly capacity ay 4,000 units na ang nagagamit ay 5,000 labor hours, how many hours are used to produce 1 unit? Ha? How many
1.25
hours?
po.
Ilan? 1.25. No, 1.25. So if 3,500 units are produced, 1.25 ang standard hours. Ilan ang standard number of hours? 4,375. So actual, 4,500 minus standard, 4,375. Difference times standard rate of 8. So magkano ang efficiency variance?
1,000 unfavorable po.
Okay, so net labor variance, yung isa ay favorable, yung isa ay unfavorable. So net labor variance is 1,250 favorable. No. To check if that is correct, the actual labor cost is 33,750. Given yun, ha? The standard number of hours, 4,375 to produce 3,500 units at 1.25 per hour, per unit, no? Times 8 is 35,000. So actual is less than the standard cost of 1,250. So that is favorable. Okay, next. Overhead. So ang gagamitin natin ay two variance method. Kung napag-aralan nyo yung sa factory overhead, the two variance method ay the first one is the controllable variance. Ang controllable variance, so sinasaulo yung formula nito, ha, is the difference between the actual overhead. Magkano ba yung actual overhead dyan? Nakalagay. 11,250. No. The budgeted allowance based on standard hours ay ikukumpara sa actual overhead. Paano kinukompute ang budgeted allowance based on standard hours? Ang fixed overhead ay total 5,000. That is constant in amount. No. So that is 5,000. But the variable is based on the standard hours. So, na-compute yung standard hours sa labor efficiency ay 4,375 multiplied by 1.50 per hour. Given, ha? So, that is 6,562.5. Add that to the fixed 5,000 plus variable 6,562.5. So the budgeted allowance based on standard hours ay 11,562.50. So compared with the actual overhead, you have controllable overhead variance of 312.50. Favorable, no? Volume variance. We use the budgeted allowance based on standard hours, which is 11,562.50. Applied overhead. Magkano ba yung applied overhead sa 3,500 units produced? So kukunin natin ang rate per unit, no? Sa fixed expenses, 5,000 ang budgeted overhead. Kung ang normal capacity ay 4,000 units, magkano ang budgeted overhead per unit? Ha? O ano? Kung ang budgeted overhead na fix ay 5,000 at ang normal capacity ay 4,000 units, magkano ang budgeted fixed overhead per unit?
1.25 po.
1.25. O, sa ano naman? Sa variable. Per hour ang given dyan, 1.5. No. Ang monthly capacity ay 5,000 labor hours. So, magkano yung budgeted fixed variable overhead sa 5,000 labor hours?
7,500 po.
Okay, 7,500. And 4,000 units ang dapat na ma-produce sa 7,500 na variable factory overhead. O magkano per unit yun? O ano?
1.875 po.
1 point?
875 po.
Okay, 1.875. So magkano ang budgeted overhead per unit, yung total? Ha? Oh, magkano? 1.25 ang fixed plus 1.875. O magkano yung total budgeted overhead?
3.125 po.
Okay, 3.125. So applied overhead is actual production of 3,500 units multiplied by 3.125. O magkano?
10,900.
Okay. O so magkano yung volume variance?
625 unfavorable po.
Okay, 625 unfavorable. So to check the volume variance, ang volume variance kasi is for the fixed overhead, no? For the fixed overhead yan, yung controllable para sa variable. To check if your volume variance is correct, yung normal capacity is 4,000 units. The number of units produced is only 3,500. So unutilized yung capacity by 500. Mas mababa, no? So pag sinabing unutilized, that is unfavorable. 500 units ang hindi na-produce times 1.25 fixed overhead rate per unit. So that is 625 unfavorable. Ha? Okay, so gawin natin yung hindi natin natapos sa numbers 10 and 11, page 432. Tapos natin hanggang number 10, ano? Ha?
Hindi pa po.
Hanggang 9 lang.
Hanggang 9 lang? Oh, 9, 10. Ay, 10 and 11 nga tayo. Oo nga, no? 10 nga pala ang sinasabi ko. Okay. Oh. Gagamitin natin yung formula katulad sa problem 3. Spending variance. Paano na nga ang formula? Ha? Actual overhead. Magkano actual overhead sa problem na yan? Uy, ilan ang actual? 302,000. Budgeted overhead based on standard hours. So again, yung fixed overhead ay fixed in amount. O magkano yung budgeted fixed overhead? Ha? Okay, tignan nyo sa problem. Magkano ang fixed overhead as budgeted? Yung amount.
130,000 po.
Okay, 130,000. How about the variable? Doon sa direct labor efficiency variance, ilan yung standard hours na na-compute natin? 30,000 hours, ano? 6,000 units times 5. Magkano naman yung variable overhead rate? Ang given dyan ay 30 pesos per unit. No, per unit. Dapat makompute nyo yung per hour. If 1 unit requires 5 hours to produce, magkano yung rate noon per hour? O ano? If 1 unit requires 5 hours and the total cost per unit is 30, magkano yung rate per hour? Linggo. Ay, ano na? Wala marunong mag-compute. Ha? Ano? Magkano? Ay, ano na? Di ba ako naintindihan? Tingnan niyo yung budget sa variable overhead. Magkano yan? 30 pesos per unit. Ang hinahanap natin per hour kasi ang budgeted overhead natin na kukomputin ay based sa standard hours. No. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-multiply yung standard hours sa rate per unit. So, kukomputin nyo yung magkano ba per hour yung variable overhead. Per unit ay 30 pesos, 5 oras ginagawa. Nakalagay dyan sa direct labor o tingnan nyo, 5 hours ginagawa ang isang unit. O magkano ngayon yung rate per hour?
100.
Ano 100?
6 po.
30 pesos na nga lang ang total. Tapos sa 5 oras yun, nagiging 100. Ay, may riyanong garapon. Dapat mas mababa ha. Naku, hindi kayo pwedeng magnegosyo, ano kayo? Ha? Anong mangyayari sa inyo? Malulugi kayo. Dapat divide. Naku naman, divide. O magkano per hour? 6. So kung ang standard number of hours ay 30,000 times 6, magkano yung budgeted variable overhead?
180 po.
180 o iad sa fix na 130,000. Total budgeted overhead ay 310,000. O magkano ngayon yung spending variance? Oh, yan na. Magkano yung
8,000 po.
spending variance? 8,000 which is favorable.
Favorable.
Ano, mas maliit yung actual. Okay, production volume variance. So, anong ginawa natin kanina? We use budgeted overhead based on standard hours. Yun na-compute natin, 310,000. Magkano naman yung applied overhead sa standard hours? Magkano yung applied overhead sa standard hours? Ang variable overhead rate per hour ay magkano? 6. 6. How about the fixed? Oh, fixed naman nakalagay dyan. Applied at the rate of 20 pesos per unit. O 20 pesos per unit, 5 oras ginagawa. Magkano per hour yun?
4
4 po.
4. Oh, 6 plus 4 is 10. So, standard hours of 30,000 times 10 ay 300,000. Magkano ngayon yung volume variance?
10,000 unfavorable po.
Okay, 10,000 unfavorable. 6,000 units. Pwede nyo rin gamitin dito sa standard overhead yung actual number of units produced. So, ilang units na na-produce? 6,000. Ano? Magkano yung overhead rate per unit? Ang variable ay 30, ang fixed ay 20. So, total overhead per unit ay 50. No? So 6,000 units produced times 50, applied overhead is 300,000 also. No. So mas madali yung ano, based on the actual units produced. Ano? Mas madali ba? Okay, isa pa. Isa pang mas madali. Asan ang mas madali dyan? Oh, wag muna itong problem 4. Medyo nakakahiro to, ha? May problem 4. Pag sanay na kayo sa overhead, ha? Saka natin gawin yung problem 4. Problem 6. Okay, problem 6. Oh, basahin ang problem 6. The Mentor Company manufactures butchered black tables. So, saan ginagamit yan? Ha? Yung sa pagkatay ng karne, ha? Its table requires the following direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. So, yung wood, clear maple, 12 board feet, 1 peso per board feet. So, that is total of 12. 12 times 1. Direct labor, 2 hours at 9 pesos per hour is 18. Variable overhead, so based on direct labor hours, 2 hours times 2.5 ay 5 pesos. Fixed overhead, 2 hours at 2 pesos per hour ay 4. Kung susumahin natin ang overhead rate per hour, 2.5 plus 2 ay 4.50 per hour. Nasusundan ba ako? O, yun na.
Opo.
Okay. Sabihin nyo pag medyo mabilis na, ha? No. Sabihin nyo at para maintindihan nyo itong standard costing, ha? During January, the following transactions occurred. Purchases of lumber amounted to 63,525. The price paid was 1.05 per board foot. There was no direct materials inventory at the beginning or end of the month. The price variance is recorded at the time of purchase. O, compute natin yung price variance. Actual price, 1.05. No. Standard price, 1 peso. O, magkano ngayon yung price variance? O, yun na.
0.05 po.
Ay, 0.05. Eh, paano yung quantity? Ano na nangyari? Ay, difference lang yun between actual price and standard price. Mariano.
3,025 po.
Okay. Ilang board feet ba yan? Ang binili?
60,500 po.
Okay, 60,500. So, 0.05 times 60,500. 3,025. Oh, favorable or unfavorable? Nalimutan nyo na naman.
Unfavorable po.
Unfavorable, ha? Unfavorable. Next. Quantity variance. Paano na yung quantity variance dyan? Ha? Actual quantity minus standard quantity multiplied by standard price. O, ilan ba yung actual quantity used?
60,500 po.
Hoy, yun ang binili. Ilan ba nagamit? Ha? Ilan na nagamit? Ay, naku, basahin nyo nga. There was no direct materials inventory at the beginning or end of the month. O, ibig sabihin, ilan na nagamit doon sa biniling 60,500 board feet?
5,000 po.
O, pareho din, ha? Pareho. Kasi wala namang inventory na material sa beginning, wala ring natira sa end. So, actual quantity, 60,500. Ilan ang standard quantity? Ha? Ilan ang standard quantity? Basahin sa number 3. There was no work in process inventory on January 31. 5,000 tables were manufactured. Oh, ilan ang standard quantity?
60,000 po.
Okay, 60,000. Difference multiplied by standard rate. O magkano? Difference
100 po, unfavorable.
500 unfavorable. Magkano yung total materials variance? Total. I-add nyo yung dalawa. Pag parehong unfavorable, unfavorable ang sagot, ha? Pag parehong favorable, favorable ang sagot. Pag ang isa ay favorable, isa ay unfavorable, yung net amount. And then, yung answer, kung ano yung mas malaki. O anong total materials variance?
3,525 po.
Okay, 3,525. Punta tayo sa labor. The direct labor cost was 96,075. The early rate of pay was 9.15. O magkano yung actual number of hours?
10,500 po.
10,500. Rate variance muna ha, rate variance. Actual rate, 9.15. Standard rate, 9 pesos. So difference multiplied by the actual hours. O magkano?
1,575 unfavorable po.
Okay, unfavorable ha. Mas malaki yung actual rate. Efficiency. Number of hours used, actual 10,500. Ilang oras ba ang dapat na nagamit sa 5,000 tables?
10,000 po.
10,000 lang. So difference, 500 hours multiplied by standard rate of 9. Magkano yun?
4,500 po.
500, unfavorable.
Unfavorable.
Okay, unfavorable din. Total labor cost variance. Total. Pareho unfavorable yan.
6,000.
775 po.
Unfavorable.
Okay, 6,075 unfavorable. Next, overhead. The actual overhead incurred amounted to variable 27,000, fixed 24,500. So that is a total of 51,500. No. The budgeted capacity for the year yan is 72,000 units or 144,000 direct labor hours. Bakit 144? Each unit requires 2 hours, so 144. Kaya lang per hour yan, so 72,000 divided by 12, the budgeted capacity is ilan? 6,000 units per month. And then, ilang oras yun? Oh, no. Oh, per year kasi yung 72,000. O sa isang buwan, ilan ang budgeted capacity? You divide it by how many months are there in 1 year? Oh my God. Ano na? Wala.
500.
Ilang buwan ba sa mayroon sa isang taon? Marian, garapon.
12.
Ha? 12. O, ilang units yun sa isang taon, sa isang buwan? Ha? Uy, di ba kayo marunong magsipag-compute? Mariano.
6,000 po.
6,000? Oo. O ilang oras ang magagamit sa 6,000 units? Kung bawat isang unit ay 2 oras. 12,000, ha? O 144 hours in 1 year divided by 12, ha? Kung hindi nyo pa alam, there are 12 months in a year, ha? The company's policy is to record all variances and close them to cost of goods sold at the end of each month. Okay, sales for the month yan, all sales are made on account. So, doon lang tayo sa overhead variance. Oh, controllable variance. Ano na nga ang formula? Controllable variance. Actual overhead, magkano? 51,500. budgeted overhead based on standard hours. Hindi pa matandaan? Ang fixed overhead as budgeted, total amount, magkano? Uy, ano na? O anyone? Ang fixed overhead as budgeted is 2 pesos per hour. The budgeted capacity is 12,000 hours. So magkano yung budgeted fixed overhead?
24,000 po.
Okay, 24,000. How about the variable? The variable is based on standard hours. Ilan ang standard hours na na-compute nyo doon sa labor efficiency variance? 10,000, di ba? 10,000. Multiplied by, magkano yung variable rate per hour? 2.50. O magkano yung total variable overhead based on standard hours?
25,000.
Okay, 25,000. Total budgeted overhead?
49,000 po.
49,000. Sa controllable variance?
2,500 po.
2,500.
Unfavorable.
Unfavorable.
No. O volume variance, ano yung una? Budgeted overhead based on standard hours, na-compute nyo na, 49,000. Magkano yung applied overhead? Magkano yung applied overhead sa 5,000 tables manufactured? Oh, ano na? Oh,
4.5
magkano per table ang standard cost? Ayan o, nakalagay. Kasi variable overhead, 2.50 per hour, 2 oras ang ginagamit sa bawat table. So, ang variable overhead per table is 5. Ang fixed naman ay 2 pesos per hour, 2 oras din ang ginagamit. So, 4 pesos. Per unit na yan, yung standard cost. So, the budgeted overhead per unit is 9 pesos. If 5, ilan ba nagawa? If 5,000 tables were produced times budgeted overhead of 9 pesos per table, magkano yung applied overhead?
45,000.
45,000. So, magkano yung volume variance?
4,000 unfavorable po.
Okay, 4,000 unfavorable. To check if that is correct, ang capacity is 12,000 hours. Ang applied, standard hours ay 10,000 only to produce 5,000 tables. So again, unutilized. So difference is 2,000 hours times the fixed overhead per hour of 2 pesos. So unfavorable, 4,000 ang volume variance. Okay? O, pag-aralin nyo muna ha, yung overhead ha, pag-aralan nyo muna before we discuss problems 4 and 7. Yung problem 4 kasi, ang requirement, alisin nyo yung requirement number 1 dyan ha, sa problem 4. Dapat ang requirement niyan, number 1 is compute the variances using the two-way method. Number 2, compute the variances using the three-way method. And number 3, compute the variances using the four-way method. No, yan lang ang requirement sa problem 4. So we discuss that next meeting. Kailan na next meeting natin? Wala yata kayo sa Monday. Ha? So Wednesday na. No. Okay, Wednesday, tapusin natin yan. And then Friday, wala na naman kayo. So, last week na talaga yung CBP analysis. Okay, yan ko na ha. Less than 1 minute.